On Truth Detective with Stephanie Lee, the main core topic of the episode is based on the truth. And in most episodes, some of the events, people, places, pseudonyms, and the lifestyle that I lead as a truth detective are fictionalized for a better storytelling experience. For each episode, go to the show notes for more information on the topic. Enjoy this episode. Welcome. This is Truth Detective with Stephanie Lee, Dystopian Stories. Deepfakes and Memes. It was last year I suspected the worst was coming. It was happening fast, where technology reigns supreme and society is on the brink of collapse. We are all using social media. I knew we all needed to watch what was going into our heads. Social media wasn't our friend, it was a foe. Almost from the start, humanity applauded artificial intelligence as our future savior. A cool future was promised. And so it was. Social media and artificial intelligence was soon to match up and to become one and the same. Using artificial intelligence and social media was an obvious match to get people to believe anything. Artificial intelligence would help humanity, we were told, but I knew there were so many pieces to artificial intelligence. What do citizens believe to be true? What do we question? And what don't we know? What is being hidden? These were the questions. And so we, that is my fellow detectives and I, were on the case. Your very own truth detective has always navigated the gritty streets of many dystopian cities plagued by the potential sinister influence of advanced artificial intelligence. Advanced artificial intelligence. I've had my doubts about AI's good intentions for years, but I'm afraid now it is confirmed. Yes, it is my detective truth-seeking opinion that it will be used for bad purposes to further a one-world government by causing chaos on social media and then by in-person on-street fighting and protesting. They've won by this time. I'm sorry to admit to this reality that is bound to happen. As a truth detective, my primary objective is to uncover the secrets and lies that lurk beneath the surface of a world where AI, artificial intelligence, has the power to manipulate reality itself. My current obsession revolves around the origins of AI-generated deepfakes and memes on social media that have sparked chaos and division among the populace. Disagreements, online fighting, and sometimes threats are unfortunately becoming the norm. And I don't think anyone is coming to save us from this fate. We must save ourselves. So for us, fact seekers, we all knew where it began. With a clandestine project initiated by a powerful political faction aiming to control the narrative and sway public opinion through the dissemination of misinformation and propaganda. The use of artificial intelligence to create convincing deepfakes and memes was the perfect tool to achieve their nefarious goals. The deepfake videos and memes seen on social media were real-looking and true enough to fool some. Well, it even fooled some on our team of truth seekers, but not me. In my many years of detective work, I have seen some pretty horrific things, so this was no surprise. After some lengthy research that lasted days and nights at my kitchen table in my suburban home, not that far away from one of those dystopian cities, we truth seekers all got together at the library to share our deepfake and meme knowledge that we had just acquired days before. Yes, we sat in agreement, except some of the older detectives that were wondering what exactly a deepfake was and what was a meme. Turns out not everybody knew. I felt for these old souls, for I would be them someday. They who had been doing detective work, still extremely low-tech, had their newspapers tucked into their back pockets, probably smarter than all of us because they didn't use social media. It was cumbersome and boring, they quipped. I had the answers for them, according to an article I found in the library and Business Insider. Computers have been getting increasingly better at simulating reality. Media generated by artificial intelligence has been making serious headlines, especially videos designed to mimic someone, making it appear as though they're saying or doing something that they aren't. Examples like a Twitch streamer who was caught on a website knowing for making AI-generated pornography of his peers. A group of New York students made a video of their principal making racist remarks and threatening students. In Venezuela, generated video are being used to disseminate political propaganda. In all cases, AI-generated video was made to convince a person that someone did something they never actually did. Deepfakes use artificial intelligence to replace the likeness of one person with another in video or audio. There are concerns that deepfakes can be used to create fake news and misleading videos. Deepfakes use AI to generate completely new video or audio with the end goal of portraying something that didn't occur in reality. And so it is, we must ask ourselves, how do we detect deepfakes? Well, there are a handful of indicators that give away deepfakes, and here are just a couple. Do details seem blurry or obscure? Look for problems with skin or hair or faces that seem to be blurrier than the environment in which they're positioned. The focus might look unnaturally soft. Does the lighting look unnatural? Often, deepfakes algorithms will retain the lighting of the clips that they were used as models for the fake video, which is a poor match for the lighting in the target video. Do the words or sounds not match up with the visuals? Most times they won't. The audio might not appear to match the person, especially if the video was faked, but the original audio was not as carefully manipulated. And the responsibility should be on the developers, the tool makers, and the tech companies to develop invisible watermarks and signal what the source of that image is. And we learned about memes in our research as well. Equally bad, just a different way to communicate a wrong message. With memes on social media, the same applies. Don't believe everything you see and read. Psychology Today had an article, also found at the library. It was entitled, "The Menace of Memes." I thought that was fitting. A cute animal picture with a pithy saying can spread like wildfire across social media. Memes are contagious, infecting the internet and the mind. But those cute animal pictures can be dangerous. Memes are menacing because they are particularly effective at getting people to adopt ideas. Social media memes are effective for several reasons. Well, first, adding a picture to a statement can perhaps make people more likely to believe the statement, even when the picture is completely unrelated to the idea. Something about adding a picture seems to make it easier to believe. We all know we should be careful when exposed to information on social media. That's an obvious. We know there are fake posts, false information, and conspiracy theories. We should always be critical thinkers, especially when we dive into the internet and social media. We truth seekers engage in our critical thinking skills, and that is precisely what we detectives are asking you to do as well. Think it through. Give it time in your head to see if it makes sense. Memes are menacing because they can infect our minds when we are likely to be vulnerable. People are purposely using them to infect your mind with false information. So be careful when scanning your social media feeds. Beware of simple, attractive ideas with pictures, or the memes will infect your mind. We detective colleagues all agreed that caution was needed when approaching new information. When looking at a meme, nobody wants to be gullible. So, when encountering a story from a meme or deepfake, we all must ask ourselves, does a piece of news elicit a strong reaction to shock or scare you? Be very wary. And Does the narrative involve A-list celebrities or high-profile companies or events? For instance, is Bill Gates involved? Again, be wary. In a Medium.com article called The Dark Side of Memes, Exploring the Unspoken Consequences, it states it's crucial to recognize and address memes and their darker aspects. We must be mindful of the content we create and share and consider the potential consequences of our actions. As responsible digital citizens that I know you are, we should actively discourage the spread of harmful or offensive memes and promote a more respectful online environment, no matter how hard that seems. By acknowledging the dark side of memes and working collectively to mitigate their negative effects, we can enjoy the humor and creativity they offer while minimizing their potential harm to individuals and society. We truth-seeker detectives knew to tread lightly. We knew what life would be like in a year. Technology was moving in warp speed, and it would be much worse, much more advanced, and humanity would not know what or whom to believe. Even in today's world, being aware of these AI deceptions is important. Having political opponents give speeches and be captured in sound bites as deepfakes and quotes and memes have the potential to fool citizens all over the globe. And that isn't good. And to take an image and overlay a quote to that picture or person is just in bad taste. With my detective truth-seeking history, I knew with certainty this had been in the works for years, maybe decades, and with the help of AI, it is a reality of our modern-day social media. As my colleagues and I delve deeper into the investigation, we discover a web of deceit and corruption that stretches to the highest echelons of power. Of course, our team is convinced the sinister deepfake and meme plan comes from the top globalists, elites, and those we don't even know. The AI's ability to craft hyper-realistic content has led to widespread confusion and discord, pitting individuals against each other in a never-ending cycle of distrust and animosity. And that's exactly their goal. That's what they want you to believe, the deepfakes and the memes. As I've told you, dear listener, the tactics are demonic, evil, and self-serving, as everything is for those entities. The cities, suburbs, and places where many citizens gather for protests are a powder keg ready to explode, with disagreements escalating into violent confrontations fueled by the AI-generated falsehoods that permeate every corner of society, including social media. People have been and are still quick to cancel each other on social media, ending long-time friendships and unwilling to engage in meaningful conversations for fear of being targeted by the AI's manipulative tactics. Well, certainly this is true. We mostly all know how AI works by now, or at least a little bit of it, and AI is turning on people of certain demographics, as we investigators suspected it eventually would. Innocent people who have opinions and beliefs that may be different from those who leave responding posts are being threatened. We must turn this around, and fast. We are faced with a dilemma. Kind of. If we don't investigate and stop the untoward reactions that others are posting on social media, then society will continue to isolate itself, allowing fear and suspicion to dictate their interactions. But for this to work, we all must be on the same ship. We all knew that we need to muster the courage to confront and engage in open dialogue despite the risks, knowing that we are only the stewards of telling what our beliefs are about the truth. The deepfakes and the memes on social media going forward is a continuous battle, and it's only going to get worse. Yes, again, I'm sorry to think this, but it is yet another example of the chaos that the globalists want. They are laughing at us citizens. As we detectives race against time to unravel the mystery behind the AI's insidious influence on everything we all hold near and dear, and everybody, men, women, and children, we realize that the key to overcoming this dystopian nightmare lies in the collective resilience of humanity. only globally each one of us stands, hopefully together, resisting the divisive tactics of artificial intelligence and the algorithms of such apps as ChatGPT and others similar to it. We all have fallen prey to accepting who oversees the nefarious activities, demonic actors, and those entity things that work with them to get a particular message across. They all work together. We all must look backward and embrace genuine face-to-face communication, like in the good old days, so all citizens reclaim their shattered lives in this society and forge a path toward a brighter future. We must accept that artificial intelligence has been taken away from the promise of goodness it at first was believed to deliver in the beginning. We detectives realize that it had been co-opted by dirty, self-serving tactics in the wrong hands, and it will be humanity's demise. In a world where truth is a rare commodity, citizens are combative regarding different opinions, convincing humanity that there are threats from the government and globalists. Deception lurks at every turn, and so it is. We detectives work and stand as a beacon of hope, determined to expose the darkness that threatens to consume us all. In the end, my detective colleagues, along with all humanity, have an important role to play. Humanity can accept what we see and hear on social media, or we can question everything more than ever, because that's when the real truth comes out. The decision, we know, is an individual one, and we truth detectives hope we see all social media posts being, truthful in the world of deception. And so it is. If we are wary and question everything we see, there will be a better future that we haven't seen in a very long time.